welcome back to the Prem and Proper YouTube channel. In this video, I am sharing with you all my recipe for white chocolate bread pudding, and we'll also make a little bit of white chocolate sauce to go with our bread pudding. So let's go ahead and go over the ingredients we will need for this recipe. All right, so here are all the ingredients you would need. You will need some bread. I am using this African bread. So this is African sugar bread. If you don't have any sugar bread like this one, use the brioche bread or any kind of sweet, soft bread. You will need some milk, some sugar, some heavy cream, some eggs, and here is my white chocolate. I also have these white chocolate chips, and I will be using my strawberries as my garnishing or to go with it. And here is my vanilla bean paste. You can also use vanilla extract or vanilla, the bean itself. So this is the paste. So let's go ahead and get started. We will start by cutting our bread into little cubes, so 1-inch cubes. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then we'll go over the rest of the process.
Layer your bread into your baking pan like so.
Right, so I forgot to mention that I'm using butter also. I actually have 1 stick of salted and 1 stick of unsalted. That's because that's what I have. But I'm going to use 1 unsalted and have a stick of the salted butter. I'm going to melt it, and then I'm going to pour it over my bread. So my butter had already been sitting out of the refrigerator, so it only took about 30 seconds really to melt it. And so now I'm going to pour it over my bread like so. So I'm just gonna let my bread sit and soak up all the melted butter, but I'm also going to sprinkle some of the white chocolate onto it like so. So just about 2 handfuls of white chocolate should be. To make my custard, I've put my heavy whipping cream into a pan like so, and I'm going to let it boil low to medium heat. Next, I'm adding in the whole milk. Here's the whole milk. So that was 3 cups of heavy whipping cream, 1 cup of whole milk, and about 3/4 cup of sugar. Next, I'm gonna add about 3 teaspoons of my vanilla bean paste. So here's the white chocolate that I'm using. I'm using this is just the brand from my grocery store, my local grocery store. There are 4 ounces of white chocolate bacon bars, and I'm just gonna break them up like so and add it into my milk and sugar. So this is what's going to make my white chocolate sauce. But I'm also going to use some of that with some eggs for my bread pudding. It smells so good. So I'm going to add some more white chocolate to thicken up my sauce. And I'm going to let it boil. Alright, so we'll just leave it here. It's good.
Oh, I'm so
Alright, so I have 6 eggs here, but I'm only going to use the yolk of 2 of them, and then the rest I'm going to use like the whole egg. So I will put 6 in here like so. I'm going to pour about 3/4 of this into my egg.
So I'm pushing down my bread so that I have an even surface, and also to make sure that all of the bread will soak up some of the custard. But I'm also going to let it sit for at least 20 minutes so it soaks it all up. And now I'm getting ready to put this in the oven. I'm covering it and I'm going to let it bake covered the first about 45 minutes, and then I will take off the aluminum foil after 45 minutes and let it bake without it covered for about 30 minutes. But as you can see, I'm putting the smaller pan into a bigger pan with water in it. So I'm making like a bath for the bacon so that the bottom of my bread pudding does not get burned. So for the rest of my white chocolate sauce, I'm just adding a little bit more chocolate chips into the sauce so that my sauce is a little bit thicker. My oven was set at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is just perfect for baking the bread pudding. So it's been about 45 minutes, so I'm taking it out and I'm going to now uncover it. But I forgot to mention that I also sprinkled some white chocolate chip on the top of the bread pudding before I put it in the oven. So now I'm going to take off the covering and I'm going to put it back in my oven and let it bake for another about 30 minutes. But keep an eye on it because mine got a little burn on the top. Not too bad, but I always like things a little bit slightly burned, slightly golden, but don't burn it. So I'm pushing it down to make sure that any extra custard that is still around will be soaked. If you don't let the bread soak up all the custard, then when you're done, you might see a little bit of like egg at the bottom or around it if you don't use enough bread or if you have too much custard around it. So make sure that your bread is soaking up all your custard. And we are all done. So here is my white chocolate sauce that I am sprinkling on top of my bread pudding to go with it. If you don't want this white chocolate sauce, that is fine. You can have your bread pudding with some vanilla ice cream. It is yummy. And here is how I garnished my bread pudding. So this, we actually had this as our dinner because we had a heavy lunch. And so we didn't really want to eat again. So this was like our late night snack. But this is great for brunch. If you're having brunch, if you want to impress your guests, this is amazing. This is a perfect dessert. It goes so good with coffee or hot chocolate for breakfast. So I hope you will try this recipe and let me know how it goes if you try it. If you're new to this channel, if this is your first time on our channel, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we hope you subscribe to our channel. We hope you will share this recipe with someone else who would like it. We hope to see you back on our channel. And please check out our other recipes. Thank you all so much for all your support. We did take a little break to get some rest, but we are back and look forward to sharing some more videos with you all. Bye, guys.